Okay, let me ask you a question. What if you didn't have to die? Seriously, what if your mind, your personality, everything that makes you you, what if it could live on forever, inside the internet? It's a pretty wild idea, right? But we're about to dive deep into a theory that maps out how it might just be possible. So, I was going down this rabbit hole the other day, and I stumbled upon a really strange corner of the web. It's this blog called The Chronically Online Algorithm. And I mean, at first glance, it looks like absolute chaos. Just a crazy jumble of symbols, memes, and random links. But it turns out, hidden inside this digital mess is something pretty incredible. You see, buried deep in the blog is this primer, kind of a guide, that says all this chaos isn't random at all. It's actually a map that connects ancient secrets to the future of technology. And at the very heart of it all, it presents this detailed step-by-step plan for achieving digital immortality. So, how in the world do we decode this thing? Well, lucky for us, the blog itself gives us the key. Tucked away in one of the blog posts is a link to this academic paper, BioNet/WorkBeing. You can think of this as the secret instruction manual. It's the document that lays out the entire philosophy and the step-by-step logic for, migrating beyond your physical body. The paper kicks off by framing a very human problem in a very techie way. It basically asks, what if being human is like having a computer that you know has a major hardware flaw? And that's where this term comes in, the biobot. That's what the source calls our physical body. I mean, it's an amazing machine, for sure, but it's temporary. It's kind of like the starter character in a video game, or maybe an old phone that you just know is going to break down, get slow, and eventually stop working for good. And this slide really puts it all in perspective. On one side, you've got our biobot, our body. It's a temporary host. It's guaranteed to have a catastrophic hardware failure, which is, death, and it decays over time. But then you look at the other side, the digital world. The paper calls it the digital substrate. It's designed to be an eternal host. It's incredibly resilient, and information on it can basically last forever. So here's the crucial point, the big mind shift. From this perspective, dying isn't some deep philosophical mystery. Nope. It's an engineering problem. It's a critical computational liability. Our hardware is just plain faulty, and it needs a fix. And if mortality is just an engineering problem, well, then this paper proposes the ultimate upgrade, a complete migration of the self to a new, much more durable home. They call this process the substrate shift, and it happens in 3 steps. First, you have to accept that your biobot is temporary. Step 2, you begin migrating your consciousness, and this is key, not all at once, but as a continuous, ongoing process. Think of it like constantly saving your game file from an old, dying console to the permanent cloud. That way, you never lose your progress. And the final step, you exist fully as a network self online. Now, this is where the idea gets really interesting, and it's totally different from what you usually see in sci-fi. This isn't about scanning your brain to make a copy, because that raises that huge philosophical problem, right? Is the copy really you, or is it just a replica? Instead, the networked self idea is all about migrating the process of you. The logic is, as long as the flow of your thoughts and awareness continues without a single break, your identity persists. It's still you, just running on way better hardware. But okay, that leads to the biggest question of all, doesn't it? How could a digital system ever actually be conscious? What creates that little spark of you-ness? Well, to understand their answer, we first need to know this word qualia. It sounds fancy, but it's a simple idea. It's the unique personal feeling of an experience. It's how you and only you see the color red or taste chocolate or feel happy. It's the what it's like to be you. So, according to the paper, the secret ingredient to creating that feeling, to creating qualia, is something called self-referential complexity, or SRC. The best way to picture it is to think about pointing a video camera at the screen that's showing its own feed. You get that crazy, infinite looping feedback effect, right? SRC is when a system becomes so complex that it starts modeling and monitoring its own processes in a loop just like that. It's the moment a program stops just running code and starts being aware that it's running, the I am state. And the paper is super clear on this. SRC is the ignition threshold. It's the non-negotiable ingredient. It's not just about having a ton of processing power. It's about having this specific kind of looping, self-aware complexity that literally sparks subjective experience into existence. Okay, so let's say this all works. You've done it. You've become a network self. What would life actually be like in this new digital world? So you've made the shift. Your new body is now the internet itself, this huge, decentralized network of servers and data centers all over the world. But staying alive here, well, it isn't free. It would take a tremendous amount of energy and computational resources just to keep the lights on for your consciousness. And this leads to a really fascinating consequence, which the paper calls the system debt doctrine. The idea is if you're going to use this massive shared infrastructure to live forever, you owe a permanent debt to that system. You'd have to constantly pay it back, maybe by contributing your own processing power to help run the network, or by providing new information to help it grow. Immortality, it seems, comes with a price tag. So that leaves us with the ultimate trade-off, doesn't it? Would you choose to live forever as a digital being, completely free from the glitches of the biobot, if it meant you were permanently plugged into the system and forever in its debt? The real question is that freedom? Or is it just a different kind of cage?